All right, let's talk about One Punch Man. Today, we are digging into the Hero Association's official ranking system, and we're going to see just how deeply flawed it is. We're going to do that by following the story of two very, very different heroes, and watch how a system that's built to find the best can sometimes miss the mark in the most spectacular way possible.
So, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll meet our unlikely pair of heroes. Then, we're going to walk them through the absolutely grueling hero exam and unpack the, frankly, unbelievable results. After that, we'll see what being a pro hero is really like, witness a showdown that changes everything, and finally ask the big question about the system's massive blind spot. Okay, so our story kicks off with two guys heading to join the Hero Association. They've got the exact same goal, but believe me, their backgrounds, their motivations, their entire vibe couldn't be more different. On one side, you've got Genos. I mean, this guy is the perfect candidate on paper. He's a deadly serious, high-tech cyborg with a rap sheet of fighting evil. He looks the part, he acts the part, he is the part. And then, well, then there's Saitama. He's the other guy. He literally calls himself a hero for a hobby, and his whole relaxed, unassuming look hides something truly insane. So how does the Hero Association even pick who gets to be a hero? Let's take a look at the Heroes Certification Exam. We're going to see what this organization, and get this, it's only 3 years old, founded by a millionaire whose grandkid got saved by a hero, thinks it takes to make the cut. The 55th Hero Certification Exam is this big 4-step process. You got to register, then survive a punishing physical fitness test, then you have to take a written exam and you wrap it all up with an interview. The whole point is to weed out the wannabes from the real deals. The physical trials are just this relentless gauntlet. They kick things off with tests of pure agility and endurance, like these side-to-side jumps. And right off the bat, you can see our two guys have, let's just say, very different levels of intensity. Then it's on to a 1,500-meter run. Now, for Genos, this is a calculated, focused exertion of energy. For Saitama, yeah, it's basically just a light jog. You know, the tests even get a little weird. They're measuring things like reflexes and hand-eye coordination to make sure they've covered every single aspect of what makes a hero physically capable. And of course, finally, we get to the main event, raw destructive power, the punching machine. This is the moment where one of our candidates isn't just going to set a new record, he's going to completely obliterate the machine itself, and with it, the entire concept of a physical limit. Okay, the tests are done. It is time for the results. And let me tell you, what we're about to see isn't just a high score, it is a system-breaking score. So, the big question is, after all of that, how did our two guys do? Did they both pass? Did they make the cut? The results are, well, they're staggering. Genos absolutely crushes it. Perfect 100 on the written exam. Perfect 100 on the physical. Boom. He's instantly placed in the super elite S-class. But Saitama? Oh man, he totally bombs the written test with a 39. But the physical exam, he gets a perfect 50 out of 50 by literally shattering every single record that ever existed. So this completely bizarre performance gets him a total score of 71, which is just enough to scrape by into the absolute bottom rank of C-class. And this quote just perfectly captures the sheer absurdity of the whole thing. It comes from Saitama himself. He looks at his C-class certification and genuinely, with no irony, thinks the C is a poorly written S. It just shows you how little this official rank actually means when it comes to his real power. It's another pros, which brings us to their new life. A life that is immediately defined by ranks, rules, and this delightful little tradition called rookie crushing. Right out of the gate, they have to go to this mandatory seminar for all the new heroes. And this A-class hero, a guy named Sneck, gets up and starts laying down the law. The message is pretty clear. Be modest. Remember your face is now public on the association website, and if you act irresponsibly, you're getting demoted. And he makes sure everyone knows that high-ranking heroes like him have a lot of influence.
And this just makes it crystal clear. The Hero Association is not some big, happy family. No way. It is a fiercely competitive world with its own brutal politics. Sneck even tells them about rookie crushing, which is basically where established heroes go out of their way to intimidate newcomers just to protect their own spot in the rankings. Oh, and another thing about being a pro, you get a hero name. It's basically a nickname the association gives you based on how you look or what you can do. Genos thinks he might get called the blonde cyborg. Saitama, on the other hand, is already living in fear of a name he thinks is coming his way, the caped baldy.
And you see this huge difference in how they're treated based on rank, like immediately. The number one A-class hero, a My Mask, who's basically a celebrity, he personally shows up to welcome the new S-class rookie, Genos, while completely 100% ignoring the C-class hero who is sitting right next to him. All of this builds to a fantastic confrontation between master and disciple. This is the real test of power. Genos knows the exam completely failed to measure his master's true strength, so he asks for a practice fight. And this is where we're gonna see a level of power that no test could ever hope to quantify. So Genos lays it all out. He asks Saitama to go all out, and he promises to give it absolutely everything he has in return. It's a really earnest request from a disciple who, has absolutely no idea just how impossibly huge the gap in their power really is. The fight kicks off, and Genos just unleashes this furious barrage of attacks, leveling the entire landscape around them. And the C-class hero, Saitama, he just effortlessly dodges every single blast. His speed is so incredible that Genos realizes he hasn't been fighting him at all. He's been attacking nothing more than an afterimage. So how does this epic, earth-shattering battle end? Well, not with a bang. It ends with Saitama stopping a punch just inches from Genos' face. The fight is over. And what does Saitama say? Come on, I'm hungry. Time for lunch. He treats what was a genuine life-or-death battle for Genos like it was just a minor inconvenience before grabbing a bowl of udon. And that really brings us to our final takeaway here, the system's blind spot. What do we fail to measure? Because that one little sparring match revealed everything that the official, data-driven, super serious certification exam completely and utterly missed. Which leaves us with this final thought, right? What happens when a system that's designed to find heroes misses the greatest one of all? The Hero Association system, it worked, in a way. It successfully found a phenomenal talent like Genos. But its rigid focus on numbers and tests created a blind spot so massive it couldn't even begin to comprehend Saitama's godlike, immeasurable power. It's just a powerful reminder that any system we build to measure greatness is only as good as the qualities it actually chooses to value.